Hello, everyone, and welcome back to EasyTalk English. We're really happy you're here with us today. Whether you're listening while commuting, walking, or relaxing at home, thank you for spending some time learning English through real conversations.
Let me start with a simple question for you. How much time do you spend on social media every day?
That's a great question. Many people might not know the exact answer. Sometimes we check social media for just a few minutes, but those minutes can quickly become much longer.
Yes, and for many people, the first thing they do in the morning is reach for their phone.
Exactly. A lot of people open social media as soon as they wake up. They check messages, notifications, or new posts before even getting out of bed.
That shows how social media has become part of modern life.
Yes, social media is everywhere now. It helps people connect, share experiences, and stay informed about what is happening around the world.
But at the same time, it can influence how we think and feel.
Exactly. Sometimes social media makes us feel inspired and connected, but other times it can distract us or even affect our mood.
That's why today's topic is so interesting.
Yes, in today's episode, we're going to talk about social media, why we use it, how it influences our habits, and how we can use it more consciously.
Because social media connects us, but sometimes it also distracts us.
Exactly. Learning how to understand our digital habits can help us use technology in a healthier way.
If you enjoy real-life English conversations like this that help you improve your listening and speaking naturally, don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to Easy Talk English.
Now, let's talk about social media and how it fits into our everyday lives.
So, Linda, earlier we asked our listeners how much time they spend on social media. What about you? How often do you check it during the day?
Honestly, I probably check it more than I should. One habit I've noticed is that I often check my phone in the morning.
Right after you wake up?
Yes, sometimes the first thing I do is look at my phone. I check messages, notifications, or new posts.
That's very common today.
Yes, and sometimes I tell myself I'll just check for a moment, but then I start scrolling through different posts and videos.
And time passes quickly.
Exactly. I scroll without thinking sometimes. What was supposed to be a quick check can easily become 10 or 15 minutes.
Do you also check social media at night?
Yes, that's another habit I've noticed. Before going to sleep, I sometimes open social media again. I start scrolling through posts or watching short videos.
And it becomes difficult to stop.
Exactly. Sometimes I realize that I've been looking at my phone for much longer than I planned.
I think many people experience the same thing.
What about you, Alex? How do you use social media during the day?
For me, one habit is checking notifications frequently. When I see a notification appear on my phone, I feel curious.
So you open the app immediately?
Yes, many times. Even if I'm working on something, I sometimes check quickly just to see what the notification is about.
And that can interrupt your focus.
Exactly. Sometimes I lose track of time because of that. I open social media to check one message, and then I see another post, then another video.
And suddenly, you've spent much longer than you expected.
Yes, sometimes we open social media for a minute, and suddenly 30 minutes pass.
That sentence describes the experience perfectly.
And afterward, we might think, I didn't plan to spend that long online.
Exactly. Social media platforms are designed to keep our attention.
Which is why it's easy to scroll without noticing how much time passes.
Yes, and that's why it's important to become more aware of our habits.
Exactly. Understanding how we use social media is the first step to using it more intentionally. So, Linda, before we talk more about habits and effects, maybe we should start with a simple question. What exactly is social media?
That's a great place to start. Social media refers to online platforms where people share content and communicate with others.
So it's basically a space on the internet where people interact.
Exactly. People can post photos, videos, messages, and ideas. They can also comment on other people's content and start conversations.
And there are many different platforms today.
Yes, some of the most popular ones include Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook.
Each platform has a slightly different purpose.
That's right. For example, Instagram is often used for sharing photos and short videos. TikTok focuses a lot on short creative videos.
And YouTube is popular for longer videos, tutorials, and entertainment.
Exactly. Facebook is also used for connecting with friends, joining communities, and sharing updates.
One important reason social media became so popular is that it helps people stay connected.
Yes, that's a big advantage. People can stay in contact with friends and family even if they live far away.
You can see what others are doing, celebrate their achievements, and share your own experiences.
Exactly. In many ways, social media allows people to share parts of their lives online.
So instead of only communicating face-to-face, people now interact digitally.
Yes, and another powerful aspect of social media is how quickly information spreads.
That's true. News, ideas, and trends can travel around the world within minutes.
Exactly. Someone can post something in one country, and people in another country can see it almost immediately.
That speed of communication is very powerful. Let's review a few simple sentences people often use when talking about social media.
One common sentence is, I saw it on social media.
Another sentence is, people share their lives online.
And sometimes people say, it's easy to connect with others.
These sentences help describe the role social media plays in our daily lives.
Yes, and understanding how social media works helps us think more carefully about how we use it.
So, Linda, now that we understand what social media is, let's talk about why people use it so much. What do you think are the main reasons?
One of the biggest reasons is connection. Social media helps people stay connected with friends and family.
Especially when people live far apart.
Exactly. In the past, people had fewer ways to stay in contact, but now you can easily see updates from friends, send messages, and share moments from your life.
That makes relationships feel closer, even across long distances.
Yes. A simple sentence someone might say is, I use social media to stay connected.
Another big reason people use social media is entertainment.
Yes, many people open social media just to relax and watch something interesting.
For example, short videos have become very popular.
Exactly. When people feel tired or bored, they often watch short videos for a few minutes.
And those few minutes can sometimes turn into much longer.
That's true. A con sentence people say is, I watch short videos.
Another reason people use social media is to learn information.
Yes, many creators share useful knowledge online. You can learn about cooking, travel, technology, language learning, and many other topics.
Sometimes people discover new ideas or skills through social media.
Exactly. When you follow accounts that share helpful content, social media can become a learning tool.
Another important reason is self-expression.
Yes, many people enjoy sharing photos, thoughts, or personal moments.
Like sharing a trip, a special event, or something meaningful in their life.
Exactly. For example, I sometimes share photos from trips or small moments from my day.
That helps others see what you are experiencing.
Yes, and it allows people to express their creativity as well.
Another sentence people often say is, I follow people who inspire me.
Yes, many people follow creators, artists, or educators who share motivating content.
So social media can be a place for connection, entertainment, learning, and self-expression.
Exactly. These reasons explain why social media has become such a big part of everyday life.
But at the same time, using social media too much can also create challenges.
Yes, and that's something we're going to explore next.
So Linda, we've talked about why people enjoy using social media, but there are also some downsides, right?
Yes, definitely. One common issue is comparison. When people scroll through social media, they often see the highlights of other people's lives.
Photos of vacations, achievements, or exciting experiences.
Exactly. And when people see these posts again and again, they sometimes start comparing themselves to others.
That comparison can affect how people feel about their own lives.
Yes, someone might think, everyone else seems more successful or happier than me.
But what we see online is usually only a small part of reality.
Exactly. People tend to share the best moments, not the everyday struggles.
Another downside is distraction.
Yes, social media can easily interrupt our attention. When we check our phone frequently, it becomes harder to stay focused on work or study.
Sometimes people open social media during a short break and then forget what they were doing before.
Exactly. And that leads to another issue, addiction-like habits.
What do you mean by that?
It means people start checking social media automatically without thinking. They open the app out of habit.
Yes, I've experienced that before. I pick up my phone and open social media without even realizing it.
Exactly. I remember a moment when I told myself I would just check for a few minutes.
And then more time passed than expected.
Yes, I remember thinking I only planned to scroll for 5 minutes.
But those 5 minutes can easily become 20 or 30 minutes.
Exactly. That's why some people later say, I spend too much time online.
Another sentence people often say is, I compare myself to others.
And sometimes people simply say, I feel distracted.
These sentences describe common challenges people experience with social media.
Yes, social media can be useful and enjoyable, but it's important to stay aware of how it affects our time and attention.
So Linda, earlier we talked about some practical downsides of social media like distraction and comparison. But social media can also affect mental health, right?
Yes, it can. One important factor is validation. Many people pay attention to how many likes or comments their posts receive.
So those reactions become a kind of feedback.
Exactly. When people receive many likes or positive comments, they may feel happy or appreciated. But if a post receives fewer reactions than expected, they might feel disappointed. So their mood can depend on how others respond online.
So that can create pressure. People may start thinking more about how their post will be received instead of simply sharing something naturally.
Another topic connected to mental health is self-image. Exactly. When people constantly see carefully edited photos or perfect moments online, it can influence how they see themselves.
They may feel like their own life is not as exciting.
Yes, and sometimes people feel pressure to present a perfect version of their lives on social media.
You mean they want their profile to look perfect?
Exactly. For example, someone might choose photos very carefully, edit them, or only share moments that look happy and successful.
So the online image becomes very polished.
Yes, and sometimes that creates pressure to maintain that image.
That's why it's important to remember that what we see online is often curated.
What do you mean by curated?
Curated means selected carefully. People choose what they show online. They usually share their best moments, not the difficult ones.
That's a very important point.
Yes, because if we forget that, we may start comparing our full life with someone else's highlights.
Exactly. Remembering that online content is curated helps us see social media more realistically.
And it reminds us that everyone experiences both good and challenging moments in real life.
Yes, when we understand that, social media becomes easier to use in a healthy and balanced way.
So Linda, after talking about both the benefits and the challenges of social media, the next question is important. How can we use social media in a healthier way?
That's a great question. One helpful step is limiting screen time. Many phones now show how much time you spend on different apps.
Yes, sometimes people are surprised when they see that number.
Exactly. When we become aware of how much time we spend online, it becomes easier to adjust our habits. Someone might say, I'm reducing my screen time.
Another helpful habit is choosing what content you follow.
Yes, following positive or inspiring content can change the experience of social media. For example, people can follow educational pages, creative artists, or accounts that share helpful ideas.
That way, social media becomes more meaningful instead of stressful.
Exactly. Another important habit is taking digital breaks.
What do you mean by a digital break?
A digital break means stepping away from your phone or social media for a period of time. It could be a few hours, an evening, or even a full day.
That allows your mind to rest from constant notifications and information.
Yes. In those moments, you might simply say, I need a break from my phone.
Another important idea is being mindful.
Exactly. Being mindful means using social media intentionally instead of opening it automatically out of habit.
So you ask yourself why you're opening the app.
Yes. For example, you might check social media for a specific reason and then close the app when you're finished.
That helps prevent endless scrolling.
Exactly. And sometimes it's helpful to remind yourself, I want to be more present.
Meaning you want to pay attention to real-life experiences around you.
Yes. When we balance online time with real-life moments, social media becomes a tool instead of a distraction.
Now, let's review some useful vocabulary from today's episode. These words will help you talk about social media and digital habits more clearly in English.
First word, social media. Meaning, social media refers to online platforms where people share content and communicate with others. Example, many people use social media to stay connected with friends. Repeat, social media.
Second word, scroll. Meaning, to scroll means moving your finger on the screen to see more posts or information. Example, sometimes I scroll through social media without thinking. Repeat, scroll.
Third word, notification. Meaning, a notification is a message or alert that appears on your phone or device to inform you about updates. Example, I check my phone whenever I receive a notification. Repeat, notification.
Fourth word, screen time. Meaning, screen time is the amount of time you spend looking at screens, such as phones, tablets, or computers. Example, I'm trying to reduce my screen time in the evening. Repeat, screen time.
Fifth word, compare. Meaning, to compare means to look at two things and notice the differences or similarities. Example, sometimes people compare themselves to others on social media. Repeat, compare.
Sixth word, distraction. Meaning, a distraction is something that takes your attention away from what you are doing. Example, social media can become a distraction while studying. Repeat, distraction.
Seventh word, content. Meaning, content refers to photos, videos, posts, or information that people share online. Example, many creators share educational content on social media. Repeat, content.
Eighth word, digital break. Meaning, a digital break means taking time away from devices and social media to rest your mind. Example, I sometimes take a digital break during the weekend. Repeat, digital break.
Great job reviewing these words.
Try using some of these expressions when you talk about your own social media habits in English.
Now it's time for a short speaking practice. If possible, say the sentences out loud. Speaking helps you remember vocabulary and become more confident when using English.
We'll say the sentence first, and then you repeat after us.
I spend time on social media.
Repeat. I spend time on social media.
I sometimes scroll too much.
I sometimes scroll too much.
I want to reduce my screen time.
I want to reduce my screen time.
I need a digital break.
I need a digital break.
I want to be more present.
I want to be more present.
Great job. Now let's practice speaking with 2 short questions. You can pause the episode and answer out loud.
First question, how much time do you spend on social media?
Pause here and try to describe your daily habits. Do you check social media many times a day or only occasionally?
Second question, what is one healthy change you want to make with your social media habits?
Maybe you want to reduce your screen time, take more digital breaks, or simply be more present with the people around you.
There are no perfect answers. Just focus on expressing your thoughts clearly.
The more you talk about real-life habits, the more natural your English will become. Before we finish today's episode, let's take a moment to reflect on what we talked about.
Today, we explored the topic of social media and how it affects our daily lives.
One important reminder is that social media is powerful. It allows people to connect, communicate, and share ideas with others all around the world.
Yes, it helps friends stay in touch, families stay connected, and people discover new information and inspiration.
But at the same time, balance is very important.
Exactly. When we use social media too much, it can distract us from our real-life experiences and responsibilities.
That's why it's helpful to become more aware of how we use our phones and how much time we spend online.
So, here's a question for you to think about today.
Are you using social media, or is it using your time?
It's an interesting question.
Sometimes a small change in our habits can make a big difference.
Maybe it's reducing screen time in the evening, taking digital breaks, or simply being more present with the people around us.
Take a moment to reflect on your own habits.
And if you'd like to share your thoughts, write in the comments.
Finish this sentence. One thing I want to change about my social media habit is...
Your answer might inspire someone else who is trying to build healthier digital habits.
If this episode helped you learn new English expressions and reflect on your everyday habits, don't forget to like this episode.
And subscribe to EasyTalk English for more real-life conversations that help you improve your English naturally.
We'll leave you with one final thought.
Technology should support your life,
Not control it.